This is that Blues Deluxe from the other day, and this would be an excellent opportunity for me to say, don't do everything you see me do in these videos. This board is only partially connected. It has no mechanical support. The amp is live, it is on. Any number of things on the back of this board can zap you. I'm being very careful, but don't just see what some guy does on YouTube and say, I'm gonna do that. Anyway, it's working. First time I put it back together, it was not working. I had no signal. And in the course of troubleshooting that, I found another problem, which I'll show you in a moment. But the cause of the loss of signal was a very old solder spatter on some wiring that someone else had retouched a long time ago. And it was just, the wire was bent over in just such a way to touch the wire next to it. And that might have been also part of the source of the original complaint for this amp, which was cutting out. Is no longer going to do that. Let me put this all back together and I'll show you the other problem this amp still has. All right, look behind these output tubes at this terminal for the speaker. It is totally broken off from the frame and just vibrating around loose. And this was originally a rivet. And there are basically three options. I could try to drill this out and hope that all the little bits of metal don't just go in there and get stuck to the magnet on the inside, but that will happen. If that were the case, I could then screw this in place. I get a little bit of epoxy and tape it in place so the epoxy holds overnight. Or, in my preference, given that either one of those is about a half-hour labor, I think it might be time for the owner to get a new speaker, because these old 90s speakers are not particularly great, especially designed for Fender. They're made by Eminence, who makes good speakers, but they'll make whatever you ask them to make, and Fender asked them to make really cheap ones for these. So I'll call the owner and see what he wants to do about this, because this is not reliable. The vibration will eventually tear the little wire from the cone of that speaker, and then it'll be really most sincerely dead. Got some lovely Switchcraft 12As in there. Those will never break, come loose, or suffer any harm, short of flood, fire, hurricane, dragons, thunder, lightning, hurricane, smog. Well, I spoke to the owner, and he wisely chose a new speaker, but he has a gig on Friday, so our choices were a bit limited, though honestly this would have been in my top 3 recommendations for this amp anyway. We went with the ET65 because I happen to have one here that is for one of my personal projects that's gone a little bit long. It's a fantastic choice for a blues or hot rod deluxe. The guy plays blues and rock, you know, Taj Mahal to a little more modern stuff. I think this will keep up with it. Just a really great versatile speaker. Tab Benoit was the other guy he mentioned. And I'm not going to try to play like Taj or Tab right now, because I've been fiddling with little electronic bits and my hands aren't all warmed up. But it's just a real nice sound for this kind of amp, or pretty much any clean to semi-clean amp. And the tubes seem fine.